Hi, my name is Phoebe Nubisi and welcome to my channel Phoebe Makes Cloud Simple. Today we are going to build a Copilot Studio Agent that is based on skills. Yes, you have heard it right. Microsoft have published a new functionality in Copilot Studio that is called skills, so you can use that to trigger your Power Automate flows and much more. Let's get started. So I will go to Chrome and I will create the agents. You can see in the interface we have the title, we have the instructions to put, we have some tools on the right, we have Microsoft IQ where you can integrate Foundry IQ, you can add some skills. This is where the real magic happens. Yes, you got it right. This is where we paste the skills and everything, and then we have some tools. The tools are some connectors or some workflows. We have everything ready for us. And then next we will add some knowledge, some SharePoint knowledge as well. And if you have some agent that you want to connect, you can connect them here as well. Yes, I already have one that I can add here, and we can also add the memory to remember interactions and workflow. So we will start by giving the name for our agent. We will call it scheduling agent. That's the name of our agent, and then we will build the agent together. We have the instructions as well. So the instructions are there. You are a schedule agent for ISIS International, a friendly professional assistant for the quality control inspection team. Your only job is to understand what the user needs and route them to the correct specialist skill. You do not try to answer questions yourself and do not call inspection tools directly. Always delegate the right skill, which owns its own skill safeguards, and those are the names of the skills here. And then those are guidelines. If you are unsure which skills fits, ask one short clarifying questions. So the agent, the parent agent, it acts as a router. It understands where to direct the instructions. So I will save this, and to continue I will come to this presentation. Okay, all right, I'm at the right place right now. So this presentation, the goal is to show you the architecture of our agent, a reusable skill-based agent structure where we have a parent, we have the instruction skills, we have the flows that are the tools. Yes. So now, how do they connect together? The agent has the skills. The skills are triggered by the description that the user gives, and it uses the intent of the user to check and to choose what is the appropriate skill to load. And then we have the flows that are tools. Those are Power Automate tools that are just the workflow automation. And then we have the system that are the data and so on. We use Dataverse for our agent because our scheduling database is Dataverse. And then we have SharePoint that has the knowledge like SOPs, like NCRs and stuff like that, and other type of documents. And then we have Outlook where people receive email notifications. We have Teams channel and Teams chat as well. And yes, so this is how the data are connected together. And then we have several parts here. We have the drop-off part for our scheduling, means how do we schedule some materials. And then we have the queue, what is on my plate right now, what should I work on. We have the details, and then we have another part that is the workload. Estimate what is my workload for this task. Who do you suggest next to have the task assigned to based on the load balancing that we have right now? For a part or a material, how do we re-estimate the hours, and does it need approvals or multi-stage approval depending on the variation? Maybe if the previous hour was 3 hours and now it goes to 5 hours as an estimated time, is more than 30% variation, so it will need approvals, those conditional approvals as well. We can look up some serial numbers, some order numbers, some purchase order numbers. We can ask about the knowledge using REST API on SharePoint, and using also the knowledge source of the Copilot Studio Agent, and we can make some notifications on the email, on the channel post, on the chat. And like I mentioned, we have approvals. Those are the architecture of the workflow automation that we have done. All of it we have done with Power Automate. And then next, this is the routing details of the skill. How is the skill structure? On the skill, we have the name, we have the description, and we have the instructions. The instruction is just the procedure. So I will come back to Chrome and we will build the first skill together. The first skill name, we will build it together. Alright, so let's do the first skill together. This is the drop off part, and we will give the description. We say that use this when the user wants to schedule a new inspection, starting with the serial number, the purchase order, the work order number, and so on. And let's give it the tools that it should use. So these are the tools that it should use. Alright, so these are the tools that it should use. Yes, we have everything, and then those tools we have to make sure that they are available inside our agents. So we'll click on tools and we will go to workflow and we'll search for that, each of them, and we'll add them one by one. Okay, I need to modify this. So what does it say? It says the tools that you use are lookup, work order, lookup PO, lookup serial, drop off. The drop off is just to create the new inspection, the new schedule. And it says when the skill is activated, detect the input mode from what the user gave you, whether it's work order, PO, serial number, and then build the matching lookup tool. So that means it will call up the matching lookup tool, and then build a pre-filled draft from the return field and ask the user to confirm everything is correct. And when confirmed is true, call the flow drop off and then return the schedule ID with the confirmation. So everything is correct. So let's go to the preview to test. The good thing is that we can test everything. It says that the board has unresolved reference, 3 missing flows, 0 missing connection. So let's go and see. Let's save it first and refresh. Sometimes it needs time to refresh because we already added the flow right here. Oh, it has removed our flows. So let's add them again. So I added everything. I'm going to publish it, and then I will refresh, and then I will test the functionality. So everything is published. Let me refresh the page first, make sure that everything is still there. This is very interesting. It keeps removing my flows. Okay, so now it's considering everything, so we will do drop off the part as the query. You see, it said loaded skill. It loaded that skill for me, and it said, do you have a work order, a purchase order, or serial number? I would say PO. So it loaded the skill here. You can see here at this point, it loaded the skill. And then it tells me, now that I had the PO, it called the right tool, that is the PO lookup tool. It took that input and it had the output that is needed, and it says here's the pre-filled draft for that PO. Does everything look correct? I would say yes. And then it will create. So it's giving me an error. It says the tool is temporarily unavailable. The service didn't respond. Let's drop off work order. It's calling the right tool as well. It's calling the lookup work order. It says the service unavailable. Unfortunately, all 4 drop-off failed with the same error. So let's open the drop-off and see what's wrong with it. The create is failing. Why is it failing? Oh, it's taking my email instead of taking the ID. Like, normally this is a lookup column. For a lookup column like drop off by, it needs to have the ID here, so we'll resolve it. So what it gets as input when an agent calls the flow, it takes my email because that's what the agent has. So since it has my email, let's get my ID from my email first. So let's call list rows. Let's call the system user table, and then let's query where the internal email address equal So once we have that, let's say row count 1, and then we will do a compose action. We will call this lookup user. And then we will get that 0 because we just want one item, and then we will take system user ID. That's what we need. Migrate ID, and then that's what we will use. Here. That's what we will use here. So let's save it and publish it. So it's saying the dynamic data operation API failed, bad request. This may indicate that the input failed. This one is connected. That's not the issue. Let's remove this too. Alright, the error is gone. So let's go back to our agent and let's just refresh the whole page. And then let's say drop off a part PO. So it's calling the right skill again and it's looking up the PO. It has the PO. It's asking me if everything is correct. I will say yes. Now it will try to call again the drop-off flow. Hopefully this time it will not fail. It was, guys. Now it says all done, the inspection has been scheduled. This is the schedule ID, this is the name of the company, and the status on hold awaiting assignment. So now let's drop off another part. Drop off serial, let's call SN. So let's drop off this serial as well. Look like it had an issue. We need to correct that too, but let's drop off a work order. And then we will see what's wrong with the serial workflow. Looks like it's unavailable. Please select a number. He said work order has 4 parts associated. Which one would you like to drop off? All of them. Yes. So it's calling that drop off flow 4 times. I guess it's calling at the same time, like you can see. It's creating all of them at the same time, and it says all of them have been scheduled. So guys, we have an issue with the serial one, so let's correct that flow as well. Let's call the serial workflow. Let's see what is wrong and correct it. So it says, what does it take at input? Yes, it takes the serial number, of course. And then it says normalize input, unable to process the temporal language. The temporal will place expect first parameter to be string, but the value was null. Oh, So it's looking for the dash. So let's try another way. Let's go back to the flow, look up, see, drop off, serial number. Yes, so when you see that percentage A is looking for dash. Looks like that was not a problem. So it worked this time. There was a mismatch on the name of the serial. It worked this time, and then we'll say yes, it looks correct, and then it will drop out too. So we are getting there. The next step will be, so it has been scheduled. Just to make sure that all of this has been created, let's open our table, the schedule database on Dataverse, to make sure that everything is there. So we will go to the created dates to check those that have been created today. Created on. So we will filter from the newer. You see that all of these have been created today, so it's working, guys. It's really working. They are all there. And this is the last one that we just created. All right, so let's move to the next one. So let's go back here. We will add the second skills. Personally, I love skills. It's amazing. You just put the skill. It's like a sub agent at some point. So instead of you to come and put a new agent inside the agent, you just put the skills, and the agent routed, the parent agent routed to the right skill, and the right skill, you just put the name of the flow, and the flow is power triggered by the skill. As simple as that, and it works. So let's create the second skill. The second skill, we will make, on the second skill, we will make sessions. So that means we will start and we'll stop some sessions on those items. And we'll give it a description like the first one. We'll give the tools and the names and the guidelines. So these are the names of the skill of the flows, the tools that it should call. And our job would just be to add those. Add those to the tool. So let me add a flow. So the first one is get my queue, and then get in progress. So what are my tasks that are in progress? Details. Just make sure that the name aligns. Let's publish this first. Alright, so now we'll add some other ones. Start session, stop session, and we'll make sure that the names align here too. It's so interesting how I always find myself putting different names for the same thing everywhere. So that means I can put the name of the flow QC start session, and elsewhere just put start session, and then yeah, make sure that you always align that all your flows have the same name in the skill and in the tool. If not, the agent would say that it's not able to find it. Alright, we have put everything. Let's see if the agent gives an error. If it's not able to find any tool, it will make an error. Let's see right now. Okay, so it's working well. So we'll say give me details of schedule. So it's calling the right tool, and that's how it found it. Yeah, and I can also add what is on my queue. So what is on my list? What tasks are on my list? Is calling the right tool again. Get my queue. It's so smart. It's find my 18 items that I have on my list. Guys, the other magic of this is that I can say give the results in a PDF format and in a document format to me. See what happens. It's magical. So it's trying with Python libraries. So it doesn't want to do pipe install. It says that those libraries are installed. Can you imagine that we have here already the libraries for PDF and doc files without even needing the Python 3 pipe? It says I will write a Python script to create both files. So I guess it takes in Copilot credits for that, and it's called interpreter. I didn't have to turn it on, so I guess it's already on. So yeah. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. See, you say you can download them from here. Let me know if any changes. I guess I need to try another way to get this. Yeah. So I think that will be it for this video. We will make another video where we will continue to build our agents. Let me know if you have any questions and we will get into it. Ciao.